When you Google the name Chris Molloy, what should come up is photos and video from his career as an actor. But instead, the #1 picture in Google Images is this.
That image of me, drunk, angry, that is not me anymore. That's long gone. That person is long gone.
The mugshot was taken from the Police 10/7 television program 5 years ago.
How do I move forward with my life when I've got this stigma and the shame attached to me?
Would you like an opportunity to speak with them at screen time about what the impact it's had on you?
Oh, yeah, definitely, most definitely.
So we reached out to the makers of Police 10/7. Would they hear him out? This is Chris Molloy's badge of honour, a symbol of his Narcotics Anonymous journey. He's been clean for 4 years and now helps others with alcohol and drug dependency. But a decade ago, when Chris moved from Murupara to Auckland for a career in film and theatre, he battled with depression and a debilitating addiction to drugs and alcohol, which led to a series of drink driving charges.
Do you remember the first time you got one and how you dealt with it?
So the first time, it wasn't that much of a kind of a shock because the way and, the environment I grew up in, everyone got a criminal history, so it was kind of normalised. It was like, oh, you got your first one, having no understanding about the consequences. I think I got around the 4th and everything in my life was kind of breaking down, and that's when the drinking really became an issue, and I just couldn't stop.
Overwhelmed, Chris stopped showing up to court.
I thought I was going to prison, and I just couldn't face that with everything that was going on in my life, with the drinking and the mental health issues. It was almost an impossibility to turn up to court and to face it.
So Chris Molloy ended up on the program Police 10/7, a show that's meant to help the police fight crime, but has been accused of peddling racist stereotypes.
I'm sitting at home and up pops a picture of my mugshot while I'm watching Police 10/7, saying that I am wanted. And not only did it shock me, it shocked my mother, my sister, and my phone just kind of blew up with all my friends, the employer I was working for at the time.
What did you think of the show before that?
So there's kind of like a joke, because it's a place to kind of see where the cuzzies and the bros are at, So you switch on Police 10/7 to see brown faces that you might recognise.
Some say that Police 10/7 shows more brown people than they do Pākehā people. What are your thoughts? Do you think that's true?
Oh, definitely. I think the opportunity to kind of film brown people at their worst, that's what that channel does.
For Chris, seeing his face plastered across national TV pushed him into an even deeper depression.
I was at a crossroads at that time where I was starting to seek help for myself. I'd been diagnosed clinically depressed. I knew that my drinking was starting to be a major factor why things were starting to unravel for me, and being plastered on TV like that pushed me deeper into depression. And I had to self-medicate even more.
But after checking into the rehab centre Higher Ground, Chris managed to get his mental health and addiction issues under control and his acting career back on track, starring in numerous commercials.
Life is just a dream away.
But he still faces one major obstacle, the stigma of appearing on Police 10/7, which continues to hang over him.
I've always had to wrestle with the reason why I was put up there, and it says driving while disqualified in excess breath alcohol. So for that reason, I've been plastered upon the national television, and it's remained on there whenever you Google me for 5 years or so, or whatever it is.
What have the consequences of that been for you?
I've had an experience just recently where the family of my partner has Googled me and have been really concerned because of the mugshot that they saw. Also, applying for rentals. The demand is so high, it's super hard to get a rental. just people in general that I meet. You know, there's always a worry that they will Google me. You know, acting jobs as well. I just got, you know, while the last acting job I got, they must have Googled me after we had done the filming, and so there was a lot of going backwards and forwards about who I was as a person. Have they chosen and invested all this money? Have they chosen the wrong person to represent their brand? And they've brought back a lot of shame and stuff, and it's hard to deal with.
The image of Chris broadcast on Police 10-7 was also posted on the internet by a Whakatane newspaper who covered his case.
This image of you is posted via Sun Live, which is a media organisation, but it would have originated from Police 10-7's website or the police or perhaps Screen Time. What's your message to them about what you want to happen?
Yeah, well, I would love it to be removed.
The question is, how long do people like Chris Molloy have to live with the stigma of past mistakes? We reached out to Screen Time, makers of Police 10-7, but they declined to comment. They did say they were undertaking a full review of the program. We also asked to speak to TVNZ, who broadcast the program, but they also declined. However, they have agreed to meet with Chris and say they'll be open to discussing the findings of the review. In the meantime, Chris Molloy just wants to be able to move on without this snapshot of the worst moment of his past haunting his future.
I've kind of paid my price for all the driving offences, all the drink driving offences. I've been through the process, I've paid the fines, I've kind of crawled out of that. I've changed my life completely, so much so that I'm able to now help others who are in the predicament that I was in. How long do I have to kind of keep paying for these driving offences? Such a long, long time ago.